TikTok churns out millions of recipes every day, but today only the best are on the table. This one's taking over feeds right now. Pizza without dough. The base – pure meat. It's juicy, cheesy, loaded with flavor and way more protein than a regular slice. You'll see why it's viral in seconds. We have tray, parchment, ground meat shaped into a perfect pizza circle, rolled smooth until it's even all the way around. Season with salt and pepper, just enough to wake up the flavor and let the toppings shine later. Into the oven it goes. You'll know it's ready when the edges turn golden and that savory aroma hits you. Time for the fun part. Sauce, mozzarella, pepperoni. My perfect trio for maximum pizza vibes. Sauce first. And yes, the spoon opening hack still works like a charm. Then a blanket of mozzarella, slices of pepperoni scattered just right, and back into the oven until the cheese is molten, bubbling, and begging you to take a bite. A few fresh basil leaves for that burst of green and pop of freshness. Now the moment of truth. One bite. Juicy, cheesy, all the flavors of pizza but with a bold meaty kick. This isn't just another recipe, it's a TikTok trend I'd gladly keep on repeat. And next up is a recipe that's been popping up everywhere in my feed. A creamy melty cheese dip you can whip up at home in minutes. And yes, it tastes even better than it looks. We have a pot on the table and in goes 250 grams of cottage cheese. From the magic pocket comes one egg. Then a third of a teaspoon each of baking soda and salt. Finally, 30 to 50 grams of melted butter for that silky finish. Blend it all until smooth and creamy. No lumps, just pure velvet. If it's too thick, a splash of cream will loosen it up. If it's too runny, a little extra cottage cheese will bring it back. Then on to low heat, letting it gently melt while stirring so it stays perfectly even. Patience here is key. Rush it and you'll lose that silky texture. Glide the spatula in steady circles, letting the heat work through gently so every bit melts evenly and stays perfectly smooth. Once it's melted, in goes the extras. Today it's bacon, but you can go wild with mushrooms, herbs or whatever makes you happy. Stir it all together and just like that, you've got rich, buttery, spreadable cheese that looks straight out of a deli counter. I like mine with grissini or crispy crackers, but honestly, this would make anything taste better. One bite and wow! Creamy, smoky from the bacon. And now I get why it's pulling in millions on TikTok. Time for fouet tartare, TikTok's latest appetizer crush. Salty, tangy, a little fancy, and gone in minutes once it hits the table. First, 140 grams of fouet, the kind of aroma that makes you slow down. Next, press the lid of the pickle jar to release the seal so it opens without a fight. Then 5 pickled cucumbers for a tangy kick go into a blender, along with a spoon of Dijon mustard, a splash of olive oil and just a hint of balsamic vinegar. Instead of chopping like in a classic tartare, we are blending, a remix that turns into a smooth, spreadable flavor bomb. That rich, tangy aroma hits you right away. I'm shaping mine into a neat ring on the plate and topping it with an egg yolk, the classic tartare finish that adds extra richness. Cut it open and watch that golden yolk run, making the spread even more irresistible. When you take a bite, you'll get creamy, smoky, full of character flavor, an intriguing recipe with an impressive taste, but I'll admit I still love eating the sausage on its own. Please tell me in the comments which one's winning for you so far. I read them all and I'm curious what's catching your eye. TikTok's been obsessed with this low-calorie twist on a classic. You'll get why in a moment. We start with peeled carrots and run them through a grater. Mine's the kind for Korean-style strips, but honestly, any grater works. Into the bowl they go, followed by one egg, fresh from the magic pocket of course. Then a pinch of salt and black pepper. Scallions get snipped right in, then mozzarella for that melt factor. Mix it all into a thick batter. This is your bun mix. Spread it on parchment, shape several rounds and bake at 180 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes, or until the edges turn golden and slightly crisp. We're almost there, the finish line's inside. While those carrot buns are in the oven, get a pan on the stove for the patty. Sear it on both sides until golden and cook the way you like. Then crown it with a slice of cheddar and let it melt right over the top. Assembly time! Bun, golden on both sides and looking way too good to be low calorie. Then burger sauce, crisp lettuce, cheesy patty, a little pickled onion and the top bun. Before the first bite, you'd never guess the buns are made from carrot. I love TikTok. Bite in and surprise! It's not bread, but it still hits all the burger cravings. Low calorie, high satisfaction. Enjoy! Straight from the fiery gates of broccoli hell, where the horns are green and the snacks are surprisingly good. Quick prep hack. Pierce the stem with a skewer and hang it over the pot while it boils for 5 minutes. That way, it cooks perfectly without the florets getting waterlogged. More hacks on our Life Hacks channel, links in the description. Once it's done, lift it straight out by the skewer and let it cool for a minute, much easier to handle when we start chopping. On a parchment-lined tray, make little spots of olive oil. These will turn into the golden crispy base. Sprinkle on a pinch of vegetable seasoning, go classic with Italian herbs or get bold with chili flakes, smoked paprika, even a touch of garlic powder for extra kick, and add a small handful of grated mozzarella. Cheese and broccoli? Always a win, but parmesan is even better. Cut the cooked broccoli into small pieces right over the cheese piles. Press each one flat with a glass so it turns into a chip shape. The thinner you press, the crispier the chip, so take your time here and get them just right. Now sprinkle with more mozzarella and bake at 200 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. Out of the oven. Crisp, cheesy and way too good to be just broccoli. The perfect snack. And you'll be surprised too. Enjoy! Next up, something sweet, golden and surprisingly fun to make. Start with a couple of small bananas. They've got a more intense flavor than the big ones, sweeter, more aromatic. You'll also need some chopped nuts. We'll use those later. Now heat up a pan and add a tablespoon of vegetable oil. Let that warm through. Peel the bananas and place them in the pan to sear. There are 2 here and we are cooking them whole. Now lay a sheet of parchment paper over the first banana, then gently press it down. I'm using a can, that way it flattens without sticking. Repeat the same with the second one. Let them cook for about 1 to 2 minutes until golden underneath. Then flip and brown the other side as well. Now for the butter. This is your favorite pancake mix or butter for fluffy flapjacks. Pour a smooth layer of butter right over each banana, enough to cover it fully. Now, while the top is still wet, sprinkle on some chopped nuts. They'll toast up beautifully as it cooks. Next, flip carefully. You'll see that golden crust. And now the nutty side gets its turn in the heat. Let it cook for another 1 to 2 minutes, just until it's golden and set. Then stack them up warm and fluffy and top with a few banana slices and your favorite syrup. That's your dessert done. It's warm, sweet, lightly crisp on the edges, and the caramelized banana adds something really special. Inside it looks like a cake and tastes just as good. Enjoy! Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed the recipes, feel free to like the video, subscribe for more and tap the bell so you don't miss what's next. New episodes every Sunday. Fast, visual and worth saving.